Hello, welcome along, and this month we are going to do a breathwork exercise. But to introduce myself first, for those of you I have not yet met, my name is Karen and I'm the owner and founder over at Zen Lanarkshire. We run wellbeing workshops right across the central belt of Scotland and also online to the wider UK population as well. So what that looks like is that we can run meditation, mindfulness and relaxation classes either individually, so groups of one-to-one teaching, or if you prefer, we can deliver to bigger groups. So quite often we'll go into workplaces, community groups, to help people to start to bring some self-care techniques into their day-to-day lives as well. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, by all means get in contact. We are on Instagram and Facebook, so pop me over a wee message and I'll do my best to get back to you with an offering. So today's practice, as I say, is going to be a breathwork practice, and we try and look at different styles and techniques of meditation because I think it's really important that people have the opportunity to play about with different practices. I think often what happens is that people will maybe try one or two and maybe not really get on particularly well with them. But it's just to recognise that meditation can take lots of different shapes and styles, and different teachers may teach the same practice differently as well. So yeah, if you've tried it maybe once or twice and haven't really got off the ground with it, then try exploring, play about with different practices and see what works best for you. So because today's meditation is a breathwork practice, I would encourage you to take a seated posture. So either sitting on a high-backed chair, or if you prefer to be on a cushion on the ground, just make sure that you've got enough support at your back. So if you're an experienced meditator and you've been doing lots of this, then you might feel comfortable sitting unsupported for the duration of the practice. But if you prefer or just more comfortable, you might want to pop yourself against the wall, or as I say, sit with a chair with a high back on it just to give you that bit of support. The other thing I would suggest is if you are on a chair like me, just make sure that your feet can be flat on the ground for this practice. That helps us to ground. It helps us when we are kind of getting into breathwork cycles, just to make sure that we keep ourselves nice and steady and grounded throughout the duration of the practice. Now, with breathwork practices, it's always important to listen to yourself. So if anything that I'm guiding feels at all uncomfortable for you, then just take a pause and just let your breath return back to whatever feels normal for you. If, as I say, it feels in any way uncomfortable, then you take the lead to listen to yourself in terms of what feels okay. Some people will feel confident in pushing themselves a wee bit and trying out different breathing and breath techniques. For other people, it just doesn't feel comfortable. So please do listen to yourself. You are your best expert when it comes to things like this. So yeah, let's see how we go with it. So you don't need to be able to see me for this. You can put your phone down, just as long as you can hear my voice nice and clearly. And I will use our bells at the start and end of our practice. So I'm going to guide a technique which is known as box breathing. And the reason it's called box breathing is because we're counting in cycles of 4. So you're breathing in for the count of 4, we hold for the count of 4, we breathe out for the count of 4, we hold for the count of 4. So you can, in your mind, make that cube shape. And it helps just to do that counting as we go. So once we get settled into our practice, I'll lead a couple of rounds of this, and then I will hand over, just leave a wee bit of space that you can just go at your own pace, whatever feels natural for you. If the count of 4 feels too long or too short, you can extend it. So make it 3, 5, 6, whatever feels right for your breath. So let's begin. Okay, so settling into our posture, we can start by just closing the eyes over and setting our intention or sankalpa for your practice. So that's just tuning into what it is we need from this practice. I'm thinking a wee bit about our motivation also. So why are we doing this? So the intention is our direction of travel, what we are doing, and the motivation is why we're doing it. So just tune into those two ideas and see what comes up for you. So once you've set that intention, we can just let it go. We don't need to hold on to that in any way. And so just take a moment to check in with your body. So just becoming aware of the surfaces that supports us, either the chair or the ground below us. Perhaps noticing the points of contact. Maybe noticing the sensation of your clothes on your skin. Maybe the heaviness in your body. You just start to just let your muscles relax. And just reminding ourselves that we have nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Just be here for this practice. So just to tune into our breath and start to become a bit better acquainted with it. I'm going to invite you to take just 3 or 4 breaths where we breathe in through the nose. And then as you breathe out, sigh it out through your mouth. So take the inhale through the nose. And then sigh it out. So 3 or 4 breaths just like that. Really try and make that exhale audible. And just let your breath in return back to its normal pattern, whatever that feels like for you. And that really helps just to get the air circulating in our lungs and just to move any stale or stagnant energy that we've been sitting with throughout our day. So today's practice is going to focus mainly on box breathing. So I'll guide this for a few rounds and then I will stop and just let you continue on for a few minutes. So we inhale for the count of 4, we hold for 4, we exhale for 4, and we hold for 4. So just follow me with your breath. And if you want to adjust it, you can count 3 or 5, whatever feels right for you. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, in, hold, out, hold, in, hold, out, hold. And just you continue that on. So do one more round of breathing. So wherever you are, do one more cycle. And then just let go of counting. And just let the breath return back into its normal pattern. I'm going to invite you to check in now with your body, with your breath, with your emotions, and just notice how you feel now in this moment. Perhaps just let the mind rest for a few moments as well. As we enjoy this space of relaxation, feeling grounded, feeling settled in this moment. Let's just sit together for a few moments. And remember, if the mind wanders off into thinking, it's absolutely okay. Just notice it and bring yourself back into this moment. Perhaps go back to counting your breath. Because the breath is a brilliant anchor to this moment. Each inhale and each exhale can only ever be present in this moment. Just notice how the mind settles when we're able to take control of our breath, when we're able to be present in our body. Just notice how the mind rests on the body, just as the body is resting on the surface below us. And just before we conclude our practice for today, let's just take a moment to give thanks in our mind for all that we feel grateful for. So as you pull into your mind and into your heart, everything that you feel grateful for in your world, let that feeling of gratitude wash over your body. It might even spread to a smile on your face. And whenever you feel ready to bring your practice to a conclusion, you can start to just bring some movement back into the body. Giving the fingers and toes a wee wiggle, stretching the body out. And when you're ready to do so, you can just open your eyes. Thank you all for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed that practice, and remember that box breathing is something that you can do absolutely anywhere. So if life feels big or overwhelming, if you feel panicked by anything, getting into the habit of just using that tool, even on its own, you know, even if you're sitting in the bus or driving in the car, just take that wee moment to just check into your breath, use your technique. And actually it's a fantastic way of just keeping ourselves nice and calm, nice and grounded, so that we can respond to whatever is going on, rather than coming from that place of reacting to it. So as always, from my heart to yours, thank you.